Mirangara Simbuana, Mandani, Sira Yandane, Inganga, Ginganga, Yariangwa, Yashane, Angia, Mirande. Welcome in, everyone. Ilapanya, Mindalia, Kinga, Sianya, Boy, Yangam, Boy, Yangaya, Siwashi, Yambura, Sandia, Kinga, Ambra, Yanga, Mambua, Hayang, Virasina, Nanguasina, Takikambu, Yashinga, Boy, 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 Come on in. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Instructions for Humanity, Sphere of Consciousness. You know the deal. Go ahead and shout out your city, your vibe, your tribe, your continent, your country, your providence, and all of that good stuff. Let's go ahead and get some good energy in the chat this evening. Welcome in, Jazzy. Welcome in, Sister Tracy. Welcome in, Verita Williams. Welcome in, Brigitte, Randy. Welcome in, everyone. Back to the channel. I am so happy to be here with you all. Today, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? While we're waiting for the notification to go out, hopefully you guys are getting the notifications. I'm going to go ahead and allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tahira, Mother of the Ages. I am a supernatural quantum telepathic healer. I specialize in past life regression therapy, guys. If you want to book a session with me, if you don't know what's going on in your life, but you know that something's not right, maybe we got to go backwards to move forward, guys. And so there's some links down below. You can book your past life regression, where I do a quantum body scan and we do chakra balancing, and we really lead your soul back to the point in time that it needs the most healing from. And then we just kind of work on things from there. So if you're interested in that, just go ahead and either there's a link down below, a discount link, or feel free to email me for other programs and sessions that I do have. That's instructions for humanity at gmail.com, guys. Lego. Hi, Quantum family. Let's get it litty. Austin, oh, what's up? I'm so happy to see you guys here. We just waiting on Sister Gail and Sister Sonia and all of the rest of the tribe that I'm sure that is coming very, very shortly. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and ground into a few things here. Now, I've already started to do this. I was doing some automatic drawing here, and what I want to do is kind of just tap into this virus. I'm not sure if it's called Hantavirus, Hunt virus, but there's a few things that's coming to me, and I really want to start a psychic investigation because on the surface it's like we know this is a psyop, right? We all know that's a psyop. We've been talking about it for a while on this channel about another pandemic, and we've been talking about it for actually over a year or so, and now it is here. And so I got some very heavy energy in the automatic drawing. These drawings are getting very abstract, but to be honest with you, maybe I'll just save that. We will go over the automatic drawings of what I'm getting, and I'm going to tell you what part of the body it's going to affect. But see, I think that this thing is absolutely spiritual. Spiritual. On a live a few days ago, I kind of briefly tapped into the energy, and I don't care what they're telling you that this thing is by a rodent. No, that's just to fit into the code. We're going to get to the rat, that they're kind of using the poor image of the rat to go ahead and broadcast the psyop, right? But anywho, I want to, don't get me off my channel because there's a lot to kind of ground into. So just be patient with me. Hold on, got to get a hair off of my, there we go. I gotta get a hair off of my lip gloss. My lip gloss be popping. My lip gloss be cool. Okay. And by the way, we got to keep those parts. If you were on yesterday's live, we got to keep that hair from being tucked, baby, underneath those ears. I'm just playing with you guys. But anywho, so there's a few things coming up. This thing is multi-layered. So if you were on the live a few nights ago, I briefly tapped into the energy. Say what you say. Okay, they're talking about the rodents being spread being spread that way, but this thing is absolute. You get me. Oh, don't want me to talk. Hold on. We're gonna have to box. Hold on. Calling in all of my ancestors and guides of the highest divine light and Yahuda and source to be with me to deliver this message. No weapons formed against us shall prosper, baby. They don't want me to say this, but see, this thing will be spread via technology. Remember, I would start talking about those energy blasts. They have these energy weapons. Okay, now we see what is being broadcasted. It's about to get very, very interesting. So we'll kind of get in. Let me start here. Let me start off with the automatic drawing. You guys know how I work. I don't look at any of this stuff really. I did a quick little Google search and a quick little typing it into TikTok, just to see what other people had to say. But I didn't spend very much time on this, maybe 5 minutes, because I do not want anyone to influence my message. But I did find someone that I think are putting together the source codes, even if they don't know it. But the first thing I want to say, and you guys may not be able to see this in the automatic drawing, but I can see it. And hold on to your horses. Highs for horses tonight. Hold on to your horses. It's about to get interesting. It brings me to the first quadrant here, the upper quadrant, kind of where your head is, and it brings my attention right to the right. If you were to divide the page here, so this is my left, this is my right. Look at all the activity happening just in the right upper quadrant. This is very, very important because it shows us what they are targeting spiritually, okay? Upper quadrant where the head is, but on the right side. Right side is a little bit more of your spiritual side. The left side is going to be a little bit more dense, right? Baby, tell me what you see in there. Don't you see an eye? I see an eye. I see an eye. And I also see a face. But when I was doing the automatic drawing that I just did in the beginning, really, really briefly, I saw a snapshot in my mind's eye right after this was drawn, and it said, I am. And I kind of knew we were tapping into the Christ frequency and vibration. And We're tapping into our I am consciousness, your I am codes. This is you no longer guessing, you embodying, right? That energy. So the first thing that is coming out through the automatic drawing is that there could be an attack on our I am code, right? Showed up very right brain, which is our more spiritual part of ourselves. Then, as I continued on, there is a lot of energy happening in the lower left quadrant, right here. This is the left side. And this would be for me if I was to look at a human body, head, torso, kind of hips. This would be a lower left hip or abdomen, right? So I know what that means, right? If you've taken the class, the quantum telepathic healing and psychic development class, you know what that means. And what this means is, I'll just tell you what it means, is that this thing will act as a attachment. It will act as a energetic attachment. It will act as a parasite, you know, and it is something that is external, guys. So I don't care. I understand the virus is inside and all of that, but it will be something that attacks the central nervous system. So now the channeling has begun. It attacks the central nervous system, but it will, in fact, operate as an external consciousness and an external attachment, right? And it will be attached to, you know, the some of the lower chakras, probably the root chakra, keep you in the fear-based, you know, mundane survival fear, you know. I was gonna say, baby, food, shelter, clothing, keep you in food, shelter, clothing. But in my mind's eye, I said, keep you in fear, shelter, clothing. Fear, shelter, clothing. Fear has replaced food. Get this? There will be an attack on our food. Baby, it ain't time to be gluttonous up in this season. There will be an attack on our food. And in fact, when people think about food, they will think about fear. And that's why they're raising all the prices. Hold up now. Come on, Joe. Come on. Hold up. No, seriously. That just hit. So it will be an external attachment. Forget about what they're telling you. It's internal. It's all external. And your basic needs and necessities. The reason why they are raising the price up of food, it's to anchor you into this vibration. They're using food, the food prices, as a anchor to anchor you into fear. So when you think about food, you think about fear. When you go to reach for your healthy fruits and vegetables, it's really a fear-based consciousness that you will be partaking in, that you will be eating. But we don't have to do that. We understand we need to like pray over our food and we need to reprogram it because they are programming everyone to eat fear. This is what they are doing. This is a psychological virus. They're playing tit for tat. They're playing psychological warfare on us. And that really does show up in the energy field within the automatic drawing. Okay. So that's the first thing. And you know, there's a whole face in here too. Oh, wow. Hold on. This face looks very angry. This is a little mouth turned over. There's like a few faces in one. This one, almost like the eyes are kind of missing. So you see the lower part of the face, and then maybe that could be part of the eye. So if you zone out, there's that face happening, and then another little evil little wink eye here. So this is our I am here. They're sitting somewhere on top of our brain, prefrontal cortex, possibly here. And okay, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Miranga shambwa yangambuane. Nirangambwa shingara manarandireatam. 1 second. One moment. These people think they slick. Hold on. Something really is wrong here. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Listen, this is about your brain. This is about your brain. It's about to get big. Like the video, subscribe to this vibration. It's about to get big, and we need to bring in Scramble, the board game Scramble. But let's stay right here. You see, when I saw the face of this thing, reminded me of your voluntary and involuntary functions, reminded me of what holds your facial posture in position, right? Then it brings me to the cerebrum. But it also, there's something with the nervous system that I can see energetically, that your nervous system is your God system. That's your God body. That's your the electrical current, the magnetism energy that flows through you from source to you. Your nervous system is your God system. Okay. They want to affect that I am. So this guy here, this is part of them getting control of the brain. No longer has control over the facial posture. That's what I'm getting. This attachment here has come in to ride on our I am codes, because your nervous system is about to go interstellar. Your nervous system is about to turn on, and you are going to get access to your I am codes. Therefore, your nervous system will be operating within its full autonomy and full sovereignty. When I tell you guys, supernatural things will start to take place when you step out of fear. But no, we have an attachment entering the field. The war is part of the scrambling of your source codes. Because stay with me now, stay with me. Like the video and subscribe. The war is part of the scrambling of your source codes. The war, making the price of fuel and food go up, is purposeful, because when I looked up Hantavirus, whatever it's called, something about Scrabble came up, that the Hunt's virus, the haint, I don't know if it's haint or hunt, but it's a popular word for scramble. You remember the game Scramble, that you line up all of those letter blocks, and then whoever can spell the most words. That really stuck out to me. But then haint is a variation of hunt. And what does hunt mean? When I think about hunt, I think about something scary. I think about something hunting. So let's stay right there. Now we're getting to the brain. This word is you would never think about this word being a popular word for scramble. But when we think about scramble, you ever heard that their brain is scrambled? You ever heard of that? Their brain is scrambled. What does scrambled mean? It means to move, to act, or to accomplish something in a hurried, disorganized, or frantic matter. You ever been scrambled, so frantic in the brain? Now it takes me back to my automatic drawing, something with the facial posture being affected. Something within the cerebrum, which is responsible for the coordination of posture, balance, and the fine motor movements. Then I pose this question about the brain stem, right? Is the brain stem? Of course, it's connected to the central nervous system, but I just wanted to verify. And so, yes, it is connected to the cerebrum, the higher brain, to the spinal cord, and the cerebrum, serving as the main highway for sensory and motor information traveling between the brain and the body. My automatic drawing, traveling between the brain up here, upper right quadrant where the brain is, and the body, the lower left quadrant where that left hip or left part of the abdomen would be, where I get the energy of external consciousness coming in to anchor humanity down into the fear template by the way of the food. And so now when we think about this proxy war, we think about globalism. We think about the one world agenda, and we think about how do we get everyone on one accord? Well, everyone has to do this. Everyone has to eat. So if we replace manna, spiritual sustenance, with food, and then replace food with fear, then now we have our way in. Because now, if it's fear, we're now tapping back into one of the 7 deadly sins, which is where all attachments come from. And we go into the template of gluttony. And it's not that you're gluttonous, but it's that they have skewed it. They took it from spiritual manna, breaking bread with your brethren, to just food where everyone's hustling to get it, to now being you eating your fear. And then this is what aligns with the gluttonous template. Remember, all things have to come through one of the 7 deadly sins in order to energetically attach to you. Okay? Miro songange shingoana. Yambuana hikara mira sanye kingara sambura tingara murani. Source never lies. Okay, let's stay right here. Now, we cue in Elon Musk, you know. Why is he important? This is coming up because they getting inside of the brain. Your IM codes is the entire nervous system, but they need to go in and affect that. So they have to get to the brain and to the brain stem so that they can deregulate your nervous system. Your IM codes are right here. Just one more reveal. Just one more disclosure, right? Turns this on for most people. Some of us are already, turned on. So then now we have to expand past what they're saying this virus is going to affect, right? So now we had to kind of go take a backdoor method, everything fear-based consciousness. What will this affect? Root chakra. What will this affect? Your inability to ground into the new earth vibration, right? What will this affect? This will affect your breathing. This will affect your brain, psychological things. This will affect also too, I'm getting hand and eye coordination. This will scramble your brain. This will affect some of those motor functions. This is what I'm getting. It could appear, when you have a stroke, the after effects of a stroke. If you have this, there could be some lingering effects that will stay with you if you survive, much like a stroke, because spiritually, it will function as taken part of your scrambling the brain and the body communication, mind and body communication. Mind and body communication will be scrambled. Because if they can scramble that, then now problem, reaction, solution. You can't make it up. Elon Musk is going to save the world with the Neuralink because this virus has run amok and people are losing the ability for their motor skills like they used to have it. We got to do something. After all, this is a worldwide pandemic. Cue in the Neuralink. that links into the central nervous system via the brain stem and spinal cord. Connect it right to the cerebrum to control. They want to say they're going to bridge back that mind and body connection, but only you're going to get a new mind. So this body is about to be Frankenstein, girl. That's where the thriller. That's where the thriller. Seriously. Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm saying. That's where the thriller come in at. Can't make it up. Like the video and subscribe, guys. You cannot make it up. They're about to be Frankensteining people, separating them, mind and body, and Frankensteining. Okay, that's the first message out. I almost just want to leave this one right here and pick up in another video because this is already a lot to unpack. But the scramble is important. This thing is found, Hant, H-A-N-T. Popular word for scramble. That's just very interesting. And it comes from the variant hunt, to hunt you. We think about ghosts, goblins. Okay, that's important. Hold on. Let me continue. Let me continue. So now, let me see where a source wants to go. We got a virus that separates you from the IM codes attached to the central nervous system by detaching the brain and the body connection. So you're now a chicken with your head cut off. This is the purpose. I don't even need to continue. Q and Elon Musk to solve the whole thing, and then boom, we bring in the Neuralink, and now we got the cyborgs, and they got inside of your body. Passport ID? Yes, we need it. Not we need it, but that's what they're saying. This is how they're going to get in. This is how they're going to pass all those things, all those chips and everything you need, even though they're putting it in lettuce and everything. But this is their way into you because you're about to have true intimacy with the Christ vibration. But they got to get in to get to you before your Christ codes turn online. You know, they got an aura farm, girl. That's just what they do. It's what they do. And it is to scramble your divine code. It is to scramble you and then to hunt you down. Imagine once they get into the brain, you think they're going to be sending you pleasantries, rainbows and flowers? You think that's the sort of internal mental dialogue? No, it's going to be scary, and it's going to be more horror and terror. Okay. Now, let me switch gears somewhere else. There's also a massive energy that I get in the lower collective soul body. I'm talking on the feet. There's something about the feet, and I don't even know really anything about the virus. Let me see what are the symptoms of this virus. There's something about the feet that feels very weighed down, heavy, sluggish, underworld energy. Could be underground. We could also be pulling underground, something about underground, but something's being grounded. Okay, I just got a ding on my phone. I think it's something underground. I'm not sure if there's like a lot of deaths where people, obviously are being buried underground, or is this, we're talking underground, like underworld energy. Hold on. I need to look up these symptoms really quickly. Okay. Fever, chills, sudden high fever, muscle aches, particularly in the large muscle groups, thighs, hips, and back. Okay, that makes sense how I'm getting. Remember the first energy, the lower left hip. Mhm. Fatigue. Guys, aren't you already fit? These people, listen, listen, or listen, listen. We are already feeling these symptoms. I don't care what they're saying, this whole thing. Oh, it's the ship and the ship, the people got off and now they're spreading it in all these different states and countries. Guys, no, we already got this going on. I've been feeling this energy. Haven't we all been feeling lethargic and tired? And, we're talking about the hip, thighs, back pain, gastrointestinal issues. Remember, I kept telling you, source kept telling me to do to cleanse out the gut. About half of all participants experience nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain, headaches and dizziness, lightheadedness. Yeah, that's because when those frequency blasts, the frequency weapons that they're using and attacking us from above, we're in a full out war, guys. I don't even have any patience for all of this, going through all this stuff. Let me just tell you what it is. We're in a full out war. They're attacking us also from the skies. And it's two part. As they are attacking the ancestors, as they are fighting a holy war, the 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 other end of that is that their weapons that they're using are also making us sick. Heightened radiation, heightened energetic frequency blasts. These energies from their Star Wars weapons are going into our energy grid. So if you even now, we got to wonder, can you even ground, girl? Because it's given that what's under the ground is a manipulated frequency to Frankenstein you. That is kind of what it's given. These symptoms have already been here, guys. It's part of the war that we're in, and you're going to feel it in your body. We are all fighting the war. We're not separate from the holy war. There's a rite of passage. You have to give something. This is the reason why you guys are on this channel. You guys have been healing. You guys have been doing shadow work. You're taking part in one of the largest energy shifts that has ever happened. And there's the return of the Jedi energy. And that's why the Michael Jackson energy is come back, because it is all hands on deck. We are literally we're really tinkering in between two worlds, two energy fields. Two. When I say two worlds, I see like a portal. We're right there. End of one age, beginning of the next. But this age is the age of all ages, because this is the age that you become God. And that's why they got to scramble the brain. They got to rewire codes. They got to problem, reaction, solution. They got to separate the brain from the body, communication. So it now becomes it's all about what I said before. It's the attack. When I was talking about, girl, I was about to call Charlie Kirk Franklin, girl, the gospel singer. When I was talking about Charlie Kirk and, Erica and all of that, we got this mutation of the cross energy. And we were talking about, the KKK was also representing the mutation of the cross. Well, it's the same energy that I find here today. It's a mutation of the body of the Christ, or the cross representing the Christ body, representing the five aspects, the five limbs, the head, the two arms, and the two legs, which is in the vibration of five. What we truly have here is it's an attack on your internal cross. That's your nervous system. This is an attack on your nervous system, is what it is. And so if it can enter and sever the 5-pointed star, which is you, beloved. Mm-hmm. 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 Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. I'm being silly. Oh, don't let me talk. Don't let me talk. So if we can the 5-pointed star, we gotta get into that. 5-pointed star. Pentagram, a common geometric shape formed by connecting 5 points with a single continuous line. It's a popular symbol in modern culture representing fame, military powder, power, specific beliefs, and often, designed with an equal line of angles or angels of 36. 3 plus 6 is 9. So here's the thing. Somehow I think they demonize this 5-pointed star. Is this also when you get the pentagram where you'll see it in movies with witches and stuff? I think that's what it is. No, 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 baby. Source is saying this is you. You are the 5-pointed star. You are the pentagram. That is you. And they want to sever that. They want to sever that because the 5-pointed star is the 369, 36 degrees. 3 plus 6 equals 9. So why is this virus here? To scramble you, to scramble your codes, to connect to your central nervous system, to sever the divine 5-pointed star, which is also, maybe that's how Source said it, is also your spiritual light body, your Merkaba as well. So the 5-pointed star is your Merkaba. Merkaba. And then when you even look at the triangle, we got to look back at all of our ancient sort of buildings and pyramids. It's all pointing towards you, 5-pointed star. And this represents how the Christ body, the head, the 2 arms, and the limbs, which is the cross. And I was always getting, and there's a mirroring. Something will happen where this thing will be able to mirror you. It's technology, my beloved. It's all technology. It wants to come in, attach to your central nervous system. And then once they get their Neuralink and all of their gadgets inside of you, either via the new vax sonification. What's that? Sonification. No, sonification. Hold on. Something is sonovation. Hold on. Okay. Sonification. Something what I'm reaching for. I see something sonification. It is a industry leading ultrasound biometric fingerprint. Such a chocolate. Coming to America, baby. Oh, I'm going to watch that tonight. If you know, then you know. Here's the thing, guys. This is what I'm saying. I said they want inside. This is what they want. They want biometrics, fingerprint, sensors on you and to mirror you. That's what I'm picking up. To mirror you. But it's like a spiritual fingerprint. They want your essence, beloved. It's the aura farming, what we were talking about. It's all relevant. Everything's everything. It is a ultrasound biometric fingerprint that they want. That is what they say they're going to need from each citizen to protect citizens from such things like this. They're going to need a biometric fingerprint. What does that sound like? What does it sound like? What's that passport ID? What is it? Does it have anything to do with biometrics? I want to know if any of this stuff has anything to do with biometrics. There's something called a biometric passport, a travel document with a embedded RFID microchip, storing your identification data, name, birth, yep, digital biometrics like a photo, fingerprints, or iris scan. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. They could even get source said, no way, baby. I'm about to give you this word. Stone of vacation. I need you to look that up because I'm about to take you down a little bit of a rabbit hole. That's what they want. That's what this is all for. It can all be so simple. Huh, interesting. It's a Lauryn Hill song creeping in. It ain't worth it. And when I tried to walk away, you hurt yourself to make me stay. This is crazy. It's given abuser relationship. We're in an abusive relationship with these people. Is given slave and master. Is given, what do they call these relationships where you're goodness, it's on the tip of my tongue. They call these relationships where the power dynamics will always put one at a disadvantage. So they'll always be coerced in a way. That's what I'm saying. We're in a coerced, we will always be coerced because the power dynamics will always be off. None of what these people do that they get us to agree to will ever be fair because it is always coercion. And that right there is illegal in a state of law. So someone, if you have a law degree, get on this. We need to sue the federal government and the governments around the world for coercion because it is an unfair advantage. This is what Source is saying. Start the paperwork, start the lawsuit. We need to push back and start to apply pressure. Otherwise, we will be in this relationship forever. Forever. I don't know why all these like early 2000 songs are, I'm probably pulling a timeline that we need to be in. That's what's happening, guys. It's coercion. And we're always being coerced. It's against the law. Because they have access to all media. They have access to every study, every scientific journal. They are the ones behind all this stuff. We don't control any of it. So it automatically makes our position that of a subordinate. So it will always be coercion, which is illegal. You can't sign anything under coercion, beloved. You can't sign that mortgage. You can't sign that student loan. You can't even sign for them credit cards, baby. You don't owe none of it. You owe nothing. None of it. You owe nothing. Your debts have been cleared up by the universe. Except for chocolate. Your debts have been cleared up by the universe. Because all of it is coercion, because we don't speak legalese. That's the language of the law. We don't speak it. They write everything in legalese. You say you own nothing. Yeah, they're going to say, okay, you're going to own nothing and be happy. Yeah, because it's illegal. So when all this stuff gets pulled, this is what happens when everything goes down the drain. They know that they have to retether themselves to us, hence the food, hence the haunting virus, hence the thriller virus, where they get in there and what do you think they're going to do to the brain when they have access through the biometric passport ID? They're going to be hunting you. They're already hunting people in the store with the digital codes for the products. If they see more people are interested or more people are in the store, they start to raise the price. They're hunting you. They are attaching fear to food because we're supposed to be getting our spiritual manna. That is what is raining down to the earth children right now, but they have to psyop that, attach to you to re-tether, connect. They are a entity. They are an entity to humanity's soul body. Miranga sambua hingara simbuana, which I'm hearing is guys, this channel's getting freaky. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Yahuda. Y'all, it's getting freaky. Freaky for mofo, cocoa, mofo puffs. Jesus. Listen. Listen, oh. Listen. You know, I was talking about the 5-pointed star. Well, baby, I didn't even look at this. Look, I drew it. I didn't even look at this. I was talking about the cross. I was seeing in my mind's eye the head, the 2 arms, and the 2 legs. But the star, the pentagram, which is you, because it brings you to a 9 vibration, which is the ending, which is, baby, come on, hold on, speak on it. See what happens is this. See this symbol, see, the whole thing about their symbols, guys, they will take something and demonize it, spit it back to you. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's witchcraft. That's this and that. They 666. They even 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. That's the code of the original man. They will spit it back to you and demonize who we are. So then you are afraid of yourself. But in this season, baby, we are not afraid of our own technology. We're not afraid to go and venture out to research things that they said were once bad. They know that. Their influence, their coercion is dying off. And so that's what Source is. It's almost like Source is taking them to spiritual court, baby, and saying, baby, listen, we need somebody to file these papers, because the relationship that we got with all the governments around the world we will always be subordinate. Therefore, we will always be coerced. And that is illegal. You can't sign anything under coercion. Going against the laws of the universe, going against the actual laws of the planet, of the world, of the governments, of the judicial system. This is deep. This is not just a virus. This is a shaking to awakening, a shaking to an awakening. That's what this is. What side are you going to fall on? It's a shaking to awaken. So if you awaken through this, they cannot scramble you. We've already just unscrambled their code. It wasn't even that hard to figure out. And there's different layers to it, which, I'll save for a different video. But so now that I get the energy on the feet, baby, this one for the ages, I get the energy of the feet. It makes a lot more sense now. When in this automatic drawing, I get a break here and I anchored down in the lowest quadrant, which is where the feet would be. And then I get in this one, I get down here, the lower quadrant, I get the stars. I get the 5-pointed star, which that's what you are. 36-degree angle or angel. This is the angel of light that you fight with. And the reason why it's the 9 vibration, 3, 6, 9, 36, 3 plus 6 is 9, is simply because the 8 is the false light matrix. That's the infinity loop that we've been on. So the pentagram, the 5-pointed star, sits at a 36-degree angle, which equals a 9. That's your way out of the matrix. It is to combine head, not just your head mind with the heart mind, the gut mind, and all of that, but it is to be fully embodied and to have your electrical system turn on, the nervous system. And if you look at the symbolism of the Christ on the cross, dying on the cross with the hand stretched out. Now, we know that's not how he really died, but let's go with they're about symbolism. With the hand stretched out, we see the head, we see the hands, and then we see the feet. The feet, almost, if I'm looking at the image in my mind, the feet are almost shackled together, almost binding down the feet. Kind of what I get, this energy binding the feet down. There's some energies here bringing it underground. Remember, I said it's going to be hard for people to ground, to find grounding. I think I'm already starting to feel some of that energy through telepathic imprints. I think I was speaking about some of this stuff the other night to you guys. So that is what this is. So you look at the symbolism of Yahuda on the cross. We got the head down. What did I say? They want to connect into the brainstem, going into the cerebrum to separate mind and body so that you're disconnected, so that you are also dying on the cross. But here's the thing. What happens when you die on the cross? You get rebirthed and reborn. For people like us, it will not be in vain. This is your rebirth. But for the people who know nothing of this, it will be a death sentence for them. And the only person who can decide is you. Not because of what you know right now, it's because of who you have always been and the work that you have already put in. So everything springs forward to either make you succumb to this or to make you ascend past and through the new essential gateway, new earth portal. Okay. There's so much more I could go with this. There's other things coming up. I'll save that for another video. I don't think this thing has to be long. This is kind of where we are in a nutshell. And I'm sure I can dissect this thing and look at it from different angles or angels of light. But for today, I'm going to leave it right here. I see you guys in the comment section. Thank you guys for being here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you do want to book a session with me, go ahead and there will be some links down below. And you can also email me instructions4humanity@gmail.com. Like that. There we go. Keisha says, head is the spirit, the arms, air, water. Yes, legs, earth, and fire. Boom! Fire and brimstone, baby. Yes, fire and brimstone. Maybe this is where we should pick up in the next video. Let's pick that up. I'm going to try to be making these videos shorter. It's almost an hour in. And we'll pick this up tomorrow where we will talk about the earth and the fire. And it's funny because those are the next source codes I wanted to go into that I have listed here. And so I'm not even going to look at any more comments because you guys will probably get it. We're ground into the next video and pick up right here. We're going to pick this up right here. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting, darling. Yep, that's it. And I will go through these. You guys, the spirit is here. There's something coming out about comets. Halley's comet. There's comets as well. So I'll pick up here in the next video. We'll go into the comets that are flying, and we'll go into the fire and brimstone energy that I was pulling at the beginning of this channel, right? So I'm going to disconnect. Oh, but it's so good. It's almost like I just want to keep going. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something here. I'm going to do something that I never do, but I want to do this. But I got to figure out how to do it. I got to figure out how to do it. I got to figure this out. I got to figure this out. I have to do this. I have to do this. And I wish I knew how to do this now, but I don't. Oh man, because I would just connect to the Patreon and finish this. But like I gotta figure out how to get that back in. So yeah, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. Oh no. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. I know I have this somewhere. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick this up in Patreon. Okay. What I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick this up in the Patreon, but you gotta give me 5 minutes so I can connect over there. You gotta give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna connect over there and try to connect live. If by chance I can't do that, then I will just record the rest of it and post it, right? So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna disconnect here, and if you want to enroll on the Patreon, you can pick one of the 2 memberships, and we will carry out the rest of this on the Patreon. But please join me with the Cosmic Ministry if you want to support me and support the channel. There's a link of the Patreon down below, and I will see you guys there in 5 minutes. Okay, in 5 minutes. Thank you very, very much. Bye.